We are having a big snowstorm in Pennsylvania today. Because it's snowing and cold, I want to make a warm, cozy lemon chicken orzo soup. So come with me as we make that. Let's start with an Olipop to get us motivated. I will have the link for the recipe that I'm following linked down below. I found it on Pinterest, of course, and it has been my favorite. We're gonna try to get this done before my son wakes up. Probably not gonna happen. So I also am going to cook him lunch at the same time of making this. So let's go. The ingredients to this are pretty simple, and I doubled, if not tripled, my recipe. There were a few changes that I made to this recipe. I didn't include every single thing that they had on there. I also forgot to put my lemons in this layout of all the ingredients. So lemons are required in lemon chicken orzo soup. I am super disappointed in this celery. I get my groceries delivered or I pick them up. So somebody else picked up these groceries and it was not great produce. Definitely glad I had some backup celery because this would not have had any celery if that's what I was relying on. I swear this soup is healing, and I was dropping it off for one of my friends who was sick. I made this for us before when we were sick, and I think between the veggies and the lemon and all the greatness in it, I also add a bone broth in addition to just chicken broth. So I try to fill this with all the nutritious goodness that you can. Another option would be to add some ginger, which I considered doing, but I forgot to get some fresh ginger, which just will help really be this healing soup. I will die on the mountain of using a chopper. I save so much time when I am chopping veggies, and honestly just saving my eyes when I have to cut onions helps so much. I absolutely love this chopper. So when I'm doing like veggies like this, I do chop them bigger. I have a smaller one that I put in because I honestly don't really like onions, but I like the flavor that they give. So I like to dice them as small as possible, just so that way I'm not actually really like feeling like I'm eating them. So I like super, super small diced onions. I also have a Ziploc baggie that I keep in the freezer with all of these scraps from my veggies. I also peeled my carrots, but I did not show that on camera because I didn't realize the camera didn't pick any of that up. But I keep all of my veggie slices and scraps in a freezer bag in the freezer. So that way one day when I have a bunch piled up, I can boil them like all day long and make my own veggie broth. I saw that on a TikTok hack somewhere. I haven't done it, but I am stocking the freezer with all of my veggie scraps to be able to make a veggie broth. After you have everything diced up, you are going to sear all of your veggies in the pot for a little while. I did for about like 5 to 10 minutes while I was peeling and mincing my garlic. And after I had all of that done, I threw that in there, seared it for another couple minutes so that way everything could cook together, let the onions get nice and translucent. It depends on how motivated I am. Sometimes I will just put my garlic through the chopper, but this time I actually did put them through my actual mincer. I like to measure garlic with my heart. I did a lot more than what the recipe calls for because, again, I believe that garlic helps heal the soul, especially when you're sick. So I wanted to make sure we filled this with so much garlic to help my friend who was sick. I do definitely notice a difference when I actually use my mincer versus when I just put it through the chopper, and the mincer definitely does give it a lot more flavor and just chops it up a lot better than what the chopper does. Once all of your veggies are cooked down, you are going to add in your broth and let that all boil together for like another 10 to 15 minutes. This is when I did a lot more than what the recipe called for. I probably would have needed more chicken to fully say that I tripled it, but I just like having a lot extra, a lot left over. I gave some of this to my friend. I kept some of it for ourselves. So I did 3 containers of chicken broth and 1 container of bone broth.
Once you bring that to a boil, you're going to go ahead and put your chicken in. I know people are probably going to come after me so hard for how much of this chicken I cut off, but one, with being pregnant, and two, just grosses me out if I ever am eating something and bite into one of those tendons or a really fatty piece. So I clean off my chicken probably more than the typical person, but especially if I'm making this for somebody else, there's nothing worse than biting into a gross piece of meat. So I try to get rid of as much as I possibly can. I also wanted to cut them up into smaller pieces just so they cooked a little quicker, because again, I was fighting the time against my toddler. So I cut them up pretty small so that way they could cook pretty quick. Once you get your chicken cooked, you're going to pull it back out and shred it all. I wish I had one of those little like shredding devices, because I just use my forks to shred it and it is time consuming. So definitely getting one of those little chicken shredders is on my list, because it just seems like it makes things so much easier.
What do you think, baby?
After you pull your chicken out, you can go ahead and measure in your noodles, your Orzo noodles. These absorb so much, and it's why I ended up adding an extra thing of broth in there. It said to do 1 cup for if you're making 1 batch of it. So I did 2 cups, plus there was only a little bit left in the box, so I just threw it all in there. Especially since I knew I had extra broth in there and it wouldn't take away too much of the broth. After you shred all your chicken, you're going to add it back in, and then this is when you're going to cut up your lemons. You can either use lemon juice or squeeze out fresh lemons. I originally started with 2. I did, after tasting it, end up putting 1 more whole lemon, all the juice from the lemon in. So I used a total of 3 lemons. The last time that I made this, I never used dill, so I did get fresh dill this time, and I chopped that up after I was done squeezing all of my lemons, and oh my goodness, it added such an interesting flavor. I feel like it made the lemon zest almost a little more zesty, plus dill itself kind of almost has its own little zest taste to it. I absolutely loved it, and I'm never making this soup again without adding fresh dill.
Bought 50% of it or whatever it is.
What?
Who the
Once I really started mixing this together, I feel like it just looked so pretty with the dill and the carrots. I wish I had more carrots, and I obviously wish I had more celery, but it just looks so pretty, and it was such a good, delicious soup. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, because if you like this video, I will definitely add more videos like this to our channel.
Is that the snow? Show me. Where is it?
No.
It's outside?
No.
Snow? What's it doing out there?
No.
Is it snowing?
Mama.
Mama? Mama's inside. Do you love the snow? Nana loves the snow. Nana. She loves the snow. You see the puppy dogs?
I didn't realize you had to freaking like bit.
What are they doing in the snow? Are they silly? Are they silly? Are they playing in the snow? Where's the snow? Where is it? Is it behind you?